Hello class. Today we are arguing that all attempts at persuasions are not attempts at domination. To define persuasion, we said that persuasion is a process aimed at changing a person's or a group's attitude or behavior towards some event, idea, object, or other person by using written or spoken words to convey information, feelings, or reasoning, or a combination of thereof. To define dominance, we said the supremacy or preeminence over another, the exercise of mastery or ruling power, the exercise of preponderant governing or controlling influence. These points are inversely related. Yes, persuasion could be a potential factor in domination, but not every time persuasion is used does it result in domination. Persuasion is different than domination because it is a process instead of outright control. Both persuasion and domination attempt to change the behavior of others, but they differ in their approach. While domination actively attempts to apply physical pressures and coercion to its targets, persuasion seeks to convince a target to change his or her behavior. Thus, persuasion communication seeks to change behavior without direct force. Attempts at persuasion are much different than attempts at domination. This project in and of itself proves our point. The instructor is not trying to dominate your minds by simply forcing one viewpoint. He is allowing two outlets to a single point, and our goal is to persuade your mind that we have the right opinion, not forcefully coerce you. Forceful coercion would be domination.
One example of this is advertising. Advertising is a form of basic persuasion. It illustrates perfectly how attempts at persuasion are different than acts of dominance. Take a car advertisement, for example. These companies pay millions of dollars to attempt to persuade you into buying their product, but by no means are they attempting to dominate you. Yes, they would like you to be a customer, but by no means are they attempting to enact supremacy or preeminence over the customer. So in short, the answer is that car companies try to persuade you to buy, but no, they are not attempting to dominate or control you. Control is ultimately up to the customer.
I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice.
Democracy and elections are another example of persuasion. The whole election process is a game of attempted persuasion, not necessarily control and dominance. The goal of politicians is to gain voters in order to win, but our country and constitution have safeguards to make sure domination will never occur again. That's why we have a bipartisan system, preventing a controlling party. That's why we have the 22nd Amendment, which prevents a president from serving for more than 8 years. That's why we have a checks and balances system that prevents one branch of government from getting too powerful. That's why we also have the Due Process of Law and the Freedom of Information Act to make sure that one controlling power does not dominate the people.
We assume that the group arguing that all attempts at persuasion are the same as attempts at domination will bring up Hitler or other historical totalitarian dictators. Our group is inclined to agree that these dictators will use persuasion in order to get power and therefore enact domination. However, the key to this is understanding that people do use persuasion in different and obviously more benign ways. There are people and institutions that will attempt to use persuasion to dominate, but they are the minority. Persuasion is used every day. Learning, growing, and developing are all products of persuasion. Attempts at persuasion are a way to inform, not to dominate.